Hello. Have you ever asked yourself, where is the ultimate boundary of human knowledge? It's not on Mount Everest or in the deepest ocean trench, but in a place in the cosmos where every familiar law, every physical formula we've ever written down becomes utterly powerless. A place where time no longer flows and space no longer stretches, where every concept we rely on to understand the world simply collapses. Scientists call this place the singularity. It's hidden deep within the black hole, at the catastrophic heart of gravitational forces so immense that not even light can escape. And it is there that we touch the razor-thin border between the known and the unknowable. Let's start by picturing a massive star. It burns bright for millions, perhaps billions of years, maintaining its life through a delicate balance. Nuclear fusion inside pushes matter outward, counteracting the crushing inward pull of gravity. But one day the nuclear fuel runs out, and the internal fire dies. Gravity begins its absolute dominance. The star collapses in on itself, shrinking, squeezing down until nothing can halt the process. If the star's initial mass is large enough, this collapse simply doesn't stop. It continues ceaselessly until the entire stellar mass is compressed into an infinitesimally small, incredibly dense point, a point with zero volume, but with the entirety of the star's mass. That, precisely, is the singularity. This is crucial. The singularity is not an object in space, but a complete collapse of the space-time structure. Surrounding it is the event horizon, the boundary beyond which nothing, not even light, can ever escape. Every path inside the event horizon leads to one place only, the singularity. Here's the bizarre part. At that exact point, all our physical equations shatter. Think about Einstein's theory of general relativity, the theory that describes gravity as the curvature of space-time. A black hole creates a profound well on this cosmic fabric, but at the singularity, the curvature becomes infinite. When physicists try to plug the numbers into Einstein's field equations, they hit a mathematical error. A division by zero, the mathematical singularity. It signals that our language of physics is no longer capable of describing reality there. We simply cannot know what matter truly is at that limit. And this failure isn't limited to relativity. It comes from the other pillar of modern science, quantum mechanics. Quantum theory governs the microscopic world of particles, describing everything in terms of probability and uncertainty. But it was built without accounting for extreme, infinite gravity. When you try to combine these two fundamental theories at the unimaginably tiny scale of the singularity, they violently clash. The two great pillars of modern physics, relativity and quantum mechanics, surrender before this single point in the universe. It's as if the universe is telling us, there are places the human mind, with its current tools, simply cannot yet grasp. To remedy this catastrophic breakdown, physicists are relentlessly searching for a unified theory of quantum gravity. Hypotheses like string theory and loop quantum gravity are fundamentally attempting to eliminate the mathematical infinity at the singularity, turning it into something finite and predictable. String theory suggests that fundamental particles are not points, but tiny, vibrating strings of energy, which may resolve the infinities. Loop quantum gravity, another leading contender, posits that space-time itself is quantized, made up of discrete, tiny loops. According to LQG, volume cannot be zero, There must always be a minimum finite volume. This concept gives rise to the Big Bounce theory, suggesting that instead of collapsing forever into an infinite point, the universe contracts to this minimum volume, then bounces back into a new expansion, the next Big Bang. This hypothesis strongly reinforces the idea. The singularity is not an end, but a transitional phase in an eternal cycle. This is crucial because the singularity isn't just trapped within black holes. It is also the starting point of our own universe. According to the standard Big Bang model, all the matter, energy, space, and time of the observable cosmos were once compressed into an infinitely hot, dense point, the initial singularity. If the black hole singularity is death, the Big Bang singularity is rebirth. It is the physical bridge between annihilation and creation. Now let's explore the human experience of this cosmic horror. Imagine you're a courageous astronaut heading into a black hole. Far before you reach it, you begin to experience time dilation. Your time slows down dramatically relative to an outside observer. If you look back at Earth, you might witness millions of years of human history flicker by in mere minutes of your own subjective time. This is a surreal experience where the relativity of time becomes profoundly personal. You are effectively watching the universe's future unfold rapidly. Once you cross the event horizon, you are formally cut off from the rest of the cosmos. But the true horror is yet to come. As you approach the center, the gravitational pull becomes non-uniform and infinitely powerful. The gravity pulling on your feet will be billions of times stronger than the gravity pulling on your head, stretching your body out into long, thin strands, a process known vividly as spaghettification. But even as your body is torn into its fundamental particles, the central question remains: what happens to the information that made you, you? Quantum physics maintains that information cannot be destroyed. If the information encoded in your matter is simply annihilated at the singularity, it violates a cornerstone principle of quantum mechanics, leading to the infamous black hole information paradox. Scientists have proposed several ingenious, though unverified, solutions. Some suggest the information is encoded on the event horizon itself as black hole entropy, like a two-dimensional hologram storing three-dimensional data. Others, like the firewall hypothesis, propose that you would be instantly incinerated by a wall of high-energy particles right at the event horizon. These theories are complex, yet they all strive to uphold a deeper philosophical truth. Nothing truly vanishes. It merely transforms into a state we cannot yet comprehend or measure. Now let us step beyond the laboratory and view the singularity through a philosophical and spiritual lens. The singularity, with its infinite density and curvature, where all notions of size, shape, and time dissolve, is strikingly similar to the concept of void, or absolute emptiness, shunyata in Buddhism. In that void, nothing is defined, nothing is finite, nothing is separate. Yet, it is precisely in that emptiness that the infinite potential for everything to be born resides. Think of the singularity as the blank sheet of paper for the cosmos. It contains nothing itself, yet it is the prerequisite for every picture, every story, every world that could ever be created. This connects deeply with Eastern philosophies of impermanence and reincarnation. If the material information is conserved, not destroyed, it suggests that soul or essence doesn't vanish, but merely changes state, moving from one form to another. The singularity becomes a physical metaphor for the law of impermanence, a never-ending cycle of arising and dissolving. Could the singularity be the physical manifestation of what spiritual masters call the formless realm, or nirvana, a state that transcends all finite, differentiated forms? And you do not need to travel billions of light years to experience it. You only need to travel into your own consciousness. Human consciousness, when explored to its absolute limit, can mimic the singularity. When a person practices deep meditation, they seek to move beyond the normal constraints of the mind. They attempt to let go of the concept of time, past, future, to reach pure presence. They let go of the concept of space, body, environment, to feel dissolved into an immensity. They let go of thoughts, emotions, and memories, mental matter. In that moment of absolute stillness, when the mind becomes empty and undifferentiated, all forms of mental reality disappear. This is the singularity of consciousness. But it is precisely from that emptiness that intuition, creativity, and profound new insights flow forth. Just as the universe burst forth from the Big Bang, new ideas emerge from the stillness of the mind. This serves as a reminder that the infinite is not only out there in the cosmos, but deeply within us as well. The physical singularity is the place physics cannot enter. The singularity of consciousness is the place you can experience right now, if you are quiet enough. When these two perspectives meet, we begin to realize something profound. The boundary between science and spirituality may not be as far apart as we once thought. Both are reaching for the same essential mystery, the infinity that resides at the very core of reality. They are both grappling with the ultimate question: why is there something rather than nothing? And so, we must ask ourselves the final question. If the singularity is the universe's most profound truth, that destruction is merely transformation, that emptiness is the source of all potential, how does this cosmic reality change your human reality? Don't just observe the black hole on your screen. Internalize its lesson. The next time you face a personal collapse, a breakdown, a loss, a moment where your familiar world seems to be imploding, remember the singularity. Recognize it not as an end, but as a moment of infinite compression, where the old forms must dissolve to make way for the boundless potential of the new. It is your personal Big Bang. The physics tells us the truth is in the transition. The philosophy tells us the power is in the void. So, I challenge you. Find your own singularity. Close your eyes. Go past the noise of the world and the chatter of your mind until you reach that point of stillness, that zero-volume moment of pure consciousness. What potential is waiting to burst forth from that inner emptiness? Now, tell us what you think. Does the physical singularity prove a spiritual truth? Is the black hole's event horizon the ultimate scientific confirmation that nothing truly dies, only changes form? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Like this video if it opened your mind to the ultimate boundaries of reality. Subscribe for more journeys into the cosmos and consciousness, and join us next time as we continue to explore the questions science cannot yet answer. Until then, keep searching for the infinite.